So I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with the dog shit quality that is the Akai MPC One headphone jack. I don't know what the hell the engineers were thinking putting this piece of shit on some piece of hardware that tends to have, quite a bit of movement to it. What would it cost them? Like an extra $1 to put in a proper 1/4-inch jack? Right? I hope they bought some premium hookers with that money they saved, but I guess what we're going to do today is try to replace that jack and add a 1/4-inch to it as well. I had a chance to pick up some very sturdy feeling jacks here. Very sturdy feeling connectors. First we've got these 1/4-inch full metal. Oh yes. This thing feels sturdy. Nice. So that's going to be a good addition. And of course, the 3.5mm jack that's in here. This is a PCB mount. I don't know what they were thinking. They know there's going to be a lot of movement in that jack. We're going to be plugging headphones in and out of these things. They should have just gone with a panel mount, but gotta save that $1. So we're going to use something like this. Similar kind of panel mount connection. Nice metal case. Alright. I'm going to start off by taking this thing apart. What do we need here? Do we need to remove this? I don't think so. Yeah, we need to remove this. This entire plate and this are the same piece of metal, so that's going to have to come out. That right here and right here, the designs of the screws is a little bit different from all the other ones. Alright, so as you can see, this particular board has already been fucked with. I got this thing for about, I think, $500 off of Red One Music, and clearly it has gone through the grinder before. Yeah, so again, something to do with the headphone amplifier by the looks of it, the headphone output. They just can't seem to get the headphone output just right. Just to note, I've seen so many people online complain about the headphone jack, and I know that Akai does not give a shit about quality because they just released the the Akai MPC Plus, and it still has the same dog shit headphone jack. So here's my plan for this. I am not going to touch this. I don't have this particular headphone jack, and even if I did, I don't think that the panel mount solution is gonna be a good replacement. It's just, replacing a turd with another turd. We're gonna go all panel mount, and all that I have to really do is figure out which pins. We have 3 pins right here. We need to figure out which one of these pins is ground, which one's left headphone, which one's right headphone, and then we'll just solder into the new jacks. Thankfully, the Akai MPC One is pretty much just an empty box. Look at all this available real estate. So all we have to do is find a nice place where we can pop in a hole and drill a little port in it, and that should be it. I'm going to be using these little step drill attachments for any good old regular drill bit. Yeah, it looks like this is gonna do just fine. Now, width-wise, it kind of looks like the largest diameter here is just about enough to cut out a hole large enough for this jack. So hopefully, we have larger bits. That's fine. Almost. Hey, look at that. Oh yes, and I've showed you this guys before on a different channel, but botch wire! Somebody fucked up on the design and then sold it to you. Alright. I swear to God, one day I'll just design my own MPC One. Fuck it. Just base it on a Libre computer, a Linux computer. Have a bunch of pads. Have this stuff be open source so anybody can contribute and make revisions and improve on design, because fuck man, is this really what we get for like $1,000? Damn. So this jack is kind of cool. It comes with this rubber pad, so we can really tighten things down and get it nice and secure. This will provide the tension to make sure that the nut doesn't slip on the inside. Nice stuff. Come to think of it, looking at the way this rubber washer is being squeezed out, maybe it should actually be on the other side. That seems... maybe. Yeah, okay, I think that makes more sense. Alright, now, to figure out the polarity, we are going to be using this male-to-male 3.5mm wire and a 1/4 inch adapter. I'm going to set the multimeter to continuity mode. There we go, which means if there's a connection, we'll know about it. Perfect. Uh-huh. All right. I was gonna assume that's what it is. There we go. That's all that we really need to know about. Get one of these 3.5mm panel mount. The nice thing about panel mounts is that if these break, they're super easy to replace, as opposed to, you know, good luck sourcing that kind of a jack. It looks like we're right around here. Now, in order to be able to fasten this tip, you're gonna need to have one of these knurled nut drivers. I got this one off of Mauser, and now for some reason it is currently listed as obsolete. I'm not entirely sure why, but you can look up this number. I'm sure there's alternatives available out there. That, of course, is only when you go for this kind of a knurled nut instead of a, let's say, hexagonal nut. Alright, now we're gonna do the same exact dance with pairing up the wires. Alright, and all that's left to do is to solder this bad boy up. Pardon the mess, but I've got numerous projects going on at the same time, and, well, I'm just gonna have to replace everything on the table as soon as I clean it up. Okay, we're gonna start by tinning the tip a little bit. Clean that sucker right up. Now, I would much rather have one single wire connect all three pieces together. Maybe we can go from here to here and then from here to here, and then use the centerpiece as kind of a conduit. So what we're left with are two wires, each having a short end and a long end, and the idea is that we're going to splice the long ends together, and they are going to meet at the large 1/4-inch jack, and we'll use it basically as a conduit connecting everything together. Now, since we've labeled everything, we have G, which usually G stands for ground, but I have no idea if that pin is actually ground. As long as the G on this one connects to the G on this one, connects to the G on this one, 1 connects to 1, connects to 1, 2 connects to 2, connects to 2, we should be golden. And we're gonna just assume that G is ground, and then we're gonna use blue for ground. Technically, it doesn't matter what color you use for what connection, as long as they match, but we're gonna make an assumption here. So G is gonna be blue, 1 is gonna be red, and then 2 is gonna be teal. To make my life as easy as possible, I'm going to pre-tin these wires. Technically, you could solder these directly as long as you use enough flux, but I want to make this as painless as possible. I want the solder to take hold right away, so we're going to pre-tin these endings. You know what? I knew exactly what was going to happen if I went from that angle, and it's the fact that I was going to touch the side of the plastic panel with a soldering iron. And, you know, if you don't pay attention and you leave it on there for long enough, you're not going to be able to close your unit back up. So I'm going to make things just a touch easier for myself, and I'm going to disassemble this board, solder it in, solder in the wires, and then reassemble the board in place. I think that's going to be much more sound for all of us. Just for the reference, this is the jack that they're using for their headphones. Clearly somebody's been, I don't know, maybe they plugged in an amplifier into it. Alright. As long as the terminals aren't touching each other, which... yeah, that looks good. Alright, now just like with PC building, we're first gonna test this thing out and only then assemble everything back together. I've got my headphones. Alright, we got lights. That's a good sign. Cool. Oh, yes. Of course you can't hear shit, but trust me, it's working. Now, what about the 3.5mm jack? This guy. Yup. Alright, so seems like everything is working just fine. We can go ahead and reassemble this unit. And finally, I have a non-shitty headphone input or output. That is just dandy. And there you go. That's all it takes. So, armed with this knowledge, you can now yourself unfuckerize the terrible Akai engineering.